Good afternoon, everybody. This is Chris Scully coming to you live from Drive, and today I have special guests, Bob and Amber Stout from Fuerst Automotive, and welcome, guys.
Thank you.
And Amber, I believe your name just kind of changed. You just got back from your honeymoon, right?
I did, yeah. Got married in November, so we did a delayed honeymoon. Yeah, but last name is Stout Nabozic now.
Okay, awesome. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so you guys have a really interesting and kind of unique situation at this point. Bob, your shop is located where?
In Broadview Heights, Ohio,
And that's near
near Cleveland.
Cleveland?
Yeah, about 20 miles south of Cleveland.
All right. And you're where, Bob?
I'm currently in St. Petersburg, Florida.
And so Amber's
I'm
running the
working
shop?
remotely.
Okay. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I like COVID. I don't know.
I can see Amber laughing, so that's why.
I get home from my honeymoon and they take off to Florida. So
Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how things are going. Who does what now? I know you guys are kind of in transition. Amber, you're taking over the shop. Paint us a picture. How is this all set up at this point?
Well, I started in February and I'm currently splitting my time between working up front with our senior service advisor. So I'm kind of learning the front end and learning how to advise on service. And that's allowing me to get to know our customers as well and letting them get to know me as the new face of Fuerst Automotive. And then the other half of my time is spent working on the back end of things. So working on the business. I've been working with Erkan and Nathan as my coaches. So we meet every week. We go through some issues that I run into, like working on it in the business, and some issues that the business runs into, some questions that we have. I've also taken over the KPIs completely. I have started running monthly staff meetings with the whole team, and then Dad and Rick and sometimes my mother have like executive, administrative staff meetings, usually once a week, to kind of go over everything. So I've started kind of spearheading those, and then I just implemented like a monthly training program for our techs. So we're going to have our first one next week, Thursday. Dad, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss out on all the fun.
Yeah, you look it.
Right. So I'm working on putting that together. And yeah, looking at revamping some bonus plans and kind of just starting to get my hands into the business a little bit.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how did this all come about?
You want
Well,
me to tell it or you want to tell it, Amber?
you can go.
Okay. Our son Mitch worked with us for 10 years. And the initial exit plan was he was going to start taking over the business, and he did some drive courses. But once we acquired this in Florida, he kind of fell in love with it down there. Decided he did not want to work on rusted out cars. I get that.
Yeah, that's understandable.
He headed down here, and actually he's living at our condo now, and he got a job working at DeMitt Rolls-Royce in Tampa, St. Pete area. He just got back from London for training, and he's doing very well with them. So that's how this all started. And so when he kind of dropped the bomb on Sherry and I, we're all right with it, because we're like, you know what, you got to find your way in life. We're not going to hold you back. That's not a good thing to do. And then out of the blue, Amber and my other daughter came up to us and said they wanted to take over the business. And we're pretty flabbergasted, because here's my daughter, Amber. I'm going to brag about you a little bit, honey. She has 2 master's degrees, one from Scotland. Was working at University Hospital, one of the biggest hospitals in the Cleveland area, as a research librarian, and decided that she wants to come with us with the family business, and our other daughter Kayla, who's not in there yet. We have 2 grandbabies, so it's not her time yet. She's slowly, like, she's doing the books for Sherry right now while we're down here, doing business down here. And so she's taking care of that for us right now, and it's been a good transition. I mean, we enrolled Amber back into the drive program, and I got to tell you, she's just taking the bull by the horns, and I'm loving it.
That's great. That's good. That's great to hear. Now, how are things set up as far as, your playbook, your, policy library, that kind of things? Bob, have you gotten everything that is in your head onto paper for them to follow in your
Yes.
footsteps?
Yes, I had a lot of policy written throughout the years being with Drive.
Mhm.
But Amber really, well, she's more educated than I with policy writing and things like that. So, I mean, so she really took the bull by the horns and kicked it up about 50 notches. And really has gained a lot of respect from our staff now, and I can see that. So I kind of stepped back, and I'm just letting her run with it, Chris, because you guys are doing such a good job with her. I mean, Ercon's just blown away with how fast she's moving along with all this. But I told Amber when she came into it and when she started with Drive, I said, don't be the business owner that I always was. And that meaning that I was working on cars, I wasn't really paying attention working on the business. We've been successful the way I did it, but it definitely wasn't the right way to do things. And so she's really running the business.
That's
More
great.
so than what I ever have, and in a very short period of time. I mean, you figure I'm going on 40 years of doing this, she steps in less than a year, and it's just like, holy crap, she's just rolling.
So to springboard off of that, a lot of the like Dad said, he's got a lot of stuff in writing, but it's on like Word documents, printed out Word documents and binders. So I have been working with Nathan and Ercon in setting up the playbook app and getting really getting a feel for that. So I've started putting stuff into there, and I've also started putting some of the employee records and information into the Team Builder app and using that for some training material. So I'm really trying to get my hands-on learning with the playbook app, because I really love the idea of moving everything to like a digital platform rather than a bunch of papers everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm old school.
Yeah.
And have you started assigning playbook app materials to your employees to study? How's that going?
Yeah, so what I've done so far, because the playbook app is fairly new to me, so I'm still trying to learn it myself, but we did have, it was good timing because we had a new hire come on and back in May, and I had set up enough of our policies in there, and I got him set up with a login information for the playbook app, and I assigned him some documents to read and then like digitally sign. And then once he completed that, I got notification and I have it on record. So I haven't used it for training other than starting to set up like training pathway information, but I have used it for like HR related stuff and like I said, the Team Builder, and so I'm kind of using both in conjunction with each other.
And actually that's how they're designed, is they do complement each other and they go together. And it's great that you're diving into it and getting that ball rolling. I know that I've been to enough shops where they've spent a lot of time and effort putting together policy manuals. Like you said, they're in binders or something like that, but they're printed. And half the time people don't know where to find things, or it sits on a shelf and nobody looks at it, including the shop owner. I've seen all of these different scenarios. So, which is one of the reasons why we developed the app, is to make it easier for you to get your procedures and your policies into the hands of your employees. So that's really awesome that you're embracing that concept.
Working on it. It's baby steps for me, so it'll be baby steps for them too.
Yeah, of course.
And I gotta tell you, when we did hire on this new guy, when Amber walked him through all those on the new playbook app, it was very impressive. I mean, very, very impressive. I mean, I was pretty blown away from it. I mean, that was really, really good.
Oh, that's
Very
awesome.
impressive. Very impressive.
Great. And what, maybe this is premature of a question, I'll preface it with that, but where do you see the shop, Amber, in say 5 years?
5 years. I don't know when Dad decide when he's planning on finally
I'm
stepping
not coming back.
Florida. So, my 5-year plan got scooted up several years here. No, I don't know. I guess I would love to have my sister on board with me by that point, and us. You know, my mom is here part-time also, and she's doing a lot of the daily bookkeeping and a lot of like the HR stuff. So I would love for both Kayla and my sister, to have a like firm grasp on all of the above, and for Mom and Dad to be able to like step away at that point comfortably and know that everything will be running smoothly. So I think I feel like I've learned so much already since just starting in February. So I have no doubt that this will happen, hopefully even sooner than 5 years, but I don't want to like push it either and then set myself up for failure, disappointment. But I think I would love to see the two of us running it hand in hand successfully, and Mom and Dad being able to like breathe and step away and spend a lot more time in Florida.
Great.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I didn't ask this question earlier, but I'm going to ask it now. So what was it that inspired or prompted you to want to take over the family business?
That's a good question. I had to do a lot of deep thinking about this myself. Like Dad said, I have 2 master's degrees and completely unrelated to automotive topics, and I spent a lot of years outside of high school in higher education, and had this like dream job at university hospitals as a librarian, and it was all these things that I had studied like 10 years for. And I think the change came when my brother decided to step away and go like find his own path and experience life outside of Cleveland, Ohio. And I think there was like a combination of things. There was this like desire to want to be my own employer and be on my own. I saw my parents do this successfully for my whole life, and I saw what it did for our family and the flexibility in schedules and opportunities that presented itself. And I like want that for myself and my family. I think I needed something different. I wasn't being challenged like I needed to be in my old role at the hospital. It felt stagnant after 4 years of being there. So there was like, you know, that desire to seek something that's challenging, and this is living up to that hope already.
I'm sure it
Very
is.
challenging.
Yeah. I will say neither of my master's degrees are in auto tech or business, so I was much more humanities focused.
Right.
So this is far different, but you know, my sister and I like had this dream of starting up a business of our own, and we didn't really know what it was. And we had a conversation with a good family friend, a female family friend who is an entrepreneur herself, and she was giving us advice and like giving us some really like some in your face kind of like reality check advice. And she said, it's really hard to start up something brand new. She's like, but you have this really wonderful opportunity in front of you. Like there is this long time successful family run community business like at your fingertips. Like, why aren't you taking that? So my sister and I had some conversations and decided we wanted to go for it. So it was like a culmination of just different things going on in life and different conversations and different desires.
Understood.
Yeah.
So do you find it, well, let me actually phrase the question this way. As a woman,
Yep.
brand new shop owner, how's that been as far as you taking over for your dad, your girl? You've never been in, you never been part of the automotive industry.
Right.
How challenging was that part of it for you?
Well, I will say that doing this kind of, I think being a female was also a very small part of my decision to do this. It was kind of like I want to prove it to the world that I can do this kind of thing. So there's like that part of it. But I will say, I mean, I still have moments where I don't want to say I second guess, but it's like I have to like pause and like regroup and tell myself like, no, you can't do this. There are plenty of other women that are doing this and doing
Yeah.
this very successfully. And there's no reason why myself and my sister cannot do this successfully also. And I think that, talking with some of the customers already, they have just been so like positively receptive to the idea, and we're just getting like these great like pats on the back, like, you go girl, and we want to see more of this. And so it's really, really encouraging. And like, that's what I have to remind myself, like, this is a good thing, and this is what maybe the world needs. And maybe like myself and my sister personally, we know we need to do this. We need to prove to ourselves that we can do this, and we are going to do this. So
That's awesome. Well, I can tell you've got all of the resources at Drive to help you. So that's definitely it.
yeah.
Bob,
Yeah, buddy.
how does that all make you feel?
It makes me feel awesome.
I could kind of see the emotion on your face as she was talking. So I had to ask. I feel like we could talk for probably another hour or so. But unfortunately our time is just about up. And what I want to do at this point is, first of all, thank you both for being on. Congratulations, Amber, on taking this over. Bob, congratulations on your
Thank you.
soon to be retirement from the shop. You guys are definitely on the right path. For our audience, next week we'll be back and we're going to have a shop tour with Jeff Wrights, owner of Jar Automotive in Kansas. He just got some new premises and he's going to show those off for us. So tune in for that, and have a great weekend, everybody. And once again, Amber and Bob, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.